Here are some top tips for working at home because, like many of us, your house is now a home office and there's only so much cash in the attic you can watch. Now, as someone who was a freelance journalist for 3 years and has been working at home for the last year and a half as well, I've come to realise the pros and cons of working at home. And more importantly, I've learned how to actually be productive while doing so. So if you're struggling to adjust to the homebound lifestyle that we're all now very much stuck with, then don't worry, because it is actually quite a difficult thing to get good at. Fortunately though, here are some useful tips that may just help. Look, I know it's tempting to just wear your underpants, and yes, it does save on washing powder and electricity, and it's quick and convenient. Actually, why don't I do that? But the reality, as boring as this sounds, is best served with some structure and routine. So treat it like any other day, have a shower, get dressed, do your teeth, although you can probably ditch having to put on your tie. Now, working from home can be great for a number of reasons, but being healthy is usually not one of them. In fact, leading a sedentary life is a big killer. And let's face it, the commute from the bedroom to the toilet and then the kitchen is not what we would consider proper exercise, unless of course you live in a castle. What I tend to do is 1 or 2 hours of work, and then I will go and do a chore, like mop the floor, or I'll do some DIY, or I'll do some press-ups, or sit-ups, or some form of exercise, maybe even just run up and down the stairs a few times. Not only will it help keep you in good shape, it will actually also keep up your mood and your motivation and productivity, all of which are quite useful if you're getting paid. It can be tempting to work in bed, but apart from the fact it gives you no separation between work and your sex life, assuming you have one, it's actually uncomfortable and you probably don't want to be in pain. So find a table or a desk, just some sort of work area, and then make sure your laptop is on enough books or your monitor is high enough that the top of the screen is just below your eye level. And yes, I know you can't leave the house at the moment unless it is essential travel, but there are still online shops and you can buy desks for not a lot of money. In fact, the desk you can't see behind me was a mere £130. If you have a mouse, use it because it's better for strain on the wrist. If you have a keyboard, use it because it stops you from hunching over. If you have a particularly comfortable chair that isn't a sofa, then use that as well. Basically, the more comfortable you make yourself, the more productive you'll be, and the better it will be in the long term. Because there are talks we might be here for up to a year. Also good is to have some sort of desk lamp next to your monitor or your laptop. And this is because overhead lighting alone is not usually the best for eye strain. And if you're particularly prone to headaches, well, need I say any more? Let's face it, boredom makes you want to eat. It is fun, it's enjoyable, you get a nice feeling from stuffing your face with sugar. In fact, the importance of lunch is never greater than when you're a freelancer and you work from home. But given you are probably exercising less because you're not going to the bus, you're not going to the train, you're not walking from the house to anywhere, then you need to be even more mindful of your food intake. That sadly means putting down the crisps and the biscuits and all the other fun, beautiful, amazing junk food and having an apple instead, whatever they are. The problem is that sugary foods will feel good for 5 seconds, but then you will have a sugar crash, then you'll go into a food coma, which you may never recover from, or at least you'll have a long nap. And naps are great, except when your boss is trying to call you or you're on a deadline. And point number 5 is about reducing distractions.
The question is, how do democracies respond?
Now, this is going to be difficult if you're a mum or a dad because children, like animals, are completely unpredictable.
What will it mean for...
They're very noisy, they want to be fed all the time, and all other fun things. So you're probably going to be interrupted like that poor BBC News guy.
Shifting sands in the region, do you think relations...
Although, pro tip, if you tell them that Santa is considering cancelling Christmas because of the coronavirus and that they need to be especially good, you might have better luck. I personally have a few golden rules. One of them, no television. That means no David Dickinson, okay? I also want to know how much things sell for on Bargain Hunt, okay? It's interesting. But the moment the TV's there, I will look every 5 seconds, and that means I'm not going to get any work done. Radio, however, is okay. You can listen to that, and to be fair at the moment, having a little bit of extra distraction is probably not a bad thing. Likewise, Spotify, CDs, or vinyl are acceptable, if a little bit hipster, but for maximum productivity and when I really need to get stuff done, I turn the music off. Yes, it's a bit silent, and I guess because I've done this a while, I'm used to it, but I do find that I am more productive without music, or if I am going to put music on, something with a high tempo. And of course, if you do have to make one of those dreaded Skype calls or Zoom, whatever it is the UK government has been using, then make sure that you tell your other half, unless you want them to be caught in their underpants.
Very high standards and like...
Now, as nice as that is for your colleagues, it's probably not the most professional thing to do. And on that lovely image, I think we're going to wrap this video up. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been useful. If it has, you can like, you can subscribe, or you don't have to, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, we're all locked inside, so you may as well do something. Anyway, thank you for watching. Keep washing those hands, and I'll see you in the next video.